Hey everyone, I just thought I'd make an AHL logo ranking for you today. The American Hockey League is the league below the National Hockey League, so when NHL players get sent down, their first stop would be the AHL, and if they get sent down from there, it would be the ECHL. So this is kind of the second tier in a way. So yeah, I just thought I would rank these based on my favorite, like how I think they look. Um, because you might have some, I don't know, maybe more older, maybe in some ways more iconic logos, but to me, they might not look as great as some others, so they might not be as high. I'm not going on how iconic or how historic they are, I'm going on how I think that they look. And so that's what we'll be doing in this, and I've gone based off of the primary logos that are on the top strip of the AHL website, just because I thought it would be nice to avoid a little more of that text that kind of comes on primary logos sometimes. So I went with the primary logos that are there rather than Chris Creamer's site or, I don't know, other places as well. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing. And so let's get into it. Number 32 is a team that did maybe one of the worst rebrandings that I've almost ever seen. The Bridgeport Sound Tigers are no more. Now it is the Bridgeport Islanders. And I just I don't like the logo at all. And I might be putting it lower maybe because in my mind I just see that and it just I don't like it because of the rebrand. Bridgeport is not really a place that you would call people their islanders like at all. They're not really on an island at all. It's not like their NHL affiliate New York Islanders. And so when they changed from the Sound Tigers, which had a pretty decent logo, it would probably be kind of in the middle here, maybe, if I had it. But to change from that and go to this, which doesn't really make sense for Bridgeport, I just think leans way too heavily on trying to be like their NHL affiliate. We're the Islanders too. I really don't like that when teams uh, kind of take on that too much. I like when there's some uniqueness there between the AHL affiliate and the NHL affiliate, where the AHL affiliate kind of has their own unique thing going on. I mean, there's some exceptions to that, the Abbotsford Canucks, I think that one works pretty well. But this one works about as bad as you can get. So, yeah. And again, the logo, what even is it? A hockey stick, a B. Oh, it's not even really that clever, right? Like to work the hockey stick into the B, like it doesn't really look that good at all. So I definitely have it down here. There's so many things that make me upset about this logo and just this rebranding in general. So that's where it is. In 31st, I have the Belleville Senators, another logo that's just kind of, you know, taking from the NHL team, the Ottawa Senators, the O logo that they have, and just kind of making the same thing, but it's a B. So it's kind of boring. The O logo looks good on a jersey, but as a logo itself, not great. Belleville, this probably looks decent on a jersey. I haven't looked at their jerseys, but it probably does looks pretty good, I would imagine. But as a logo itself, it's just it's just not that amazing or stand out. They could probably do something else. Have jerseys like this as maybe their home and aways or maybe a third jersey, but have another logo as well that they use for maybe a third jersey or maybe their home and aways, right? So I think that would be the best way to do it for Belleville. I think they should do a little bit of rebranding here because again, this is not very exciting and I don't know. It doesn't really draw me in at all. And honestly, like personally, I would also change the name Senators. Again, it feels like this one is one that really takes too much from the NHL affiliate. Um, so I don't know. I think they should have a different name. I think Senators. I don't know for Belleville. I don't know if that's a good name or not for Belleville. But yeah, it doesn't seem like it anyway. 30, I have the Texas Stars. I just really don't like the way that Texas kind of fits in there. It feels a little off. I know it's kind of a little bit of a clever thing in a way to put the star as an X. Even then, it's like, the wrong amount of points for an X. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like it. The Texas lines up well with the rest of the star, and I don't know what they would do otherwise. I know they're trying to do clever, but I feel like, again, I don't know. They should probably do something different. I feel like this doesn't look good on the front of a jersey either. I think they should just do the star. And so, again, maybe I should have ranked this based off the star because that was at the top of the AHL website. I just couldn't find that logo without having to, Photoshop mess this whole thing up, and I didn't want to do that because I wanted a real logo. But yeah, so that's what we have for this. So I'm kind of ranking it off of this design, and maybe that's a little unfair because of my criteria, but with this design, it's pretty low. And this is the design on their jersey as well, so yeah, it's pretty low. 29, I have the Iowa Wild. Not great either, like just text copying from the Minnesota Wild, their old thing, but with this one, I don't know. It looks better to me. It looks better to me. I think it looks nice. So I don't have it too far down. Well, I have it really far down, but not like the bottom. So it gets a little bit higher than the other three, but still, of course, it's not going to rank that highly among the other logos. 28, I have the Laval Rocket, just a big R that says Rocket. I don't know. I don't mind how it looks, but again, it's not too exciting. So here at 28. 27, I have the Calgary Wranglers. I think this was kind of a missed opportunity, to be honest. I think people kind of liked it when it came out, and I don't know, they might still really like it, but for me, Calgary Wranglers, again, it's taking too much from the NHL affiliate. It's like, we're the W Flames, There's not really anything in there that has to do with Wranglers, I don't think. It would be kind of cool if they shaped the Flames into maybe a horse-like shape. That might be a cool way to maybe, I don't know, give a little bit of a nod to the Calgary Flames, but not give over their whole identity to the Calgary Flames, because that's what's going on here, other than the W. So yeah, I'm not big on this. Maybe this could be a side patch as well, but I think the Wranglers need a different logo. I really do. I'm not big on this. 26, I have the Rochester Americans. Just another thing that's not too exciting. It's a little bit higher because the shield is good. But other than that, there's just not really that much going on here. I know this is one of the older logos, but again, I'm not ranking on, their history or anything like that. I'm ranking on how I think they look, and Americans for me is 26th in our ranking. 25, I have the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Wilkes-Barre Scranton. It's kind of a weird name. I didn't write it all on here, but it's basically the Wilkes-Barre, or Wilkes-Barre. Again, I'm not totally sure how to pronounce all these things, so forgive me if I'm kind of butchering the name. But the Wilkes-Barre / Scranton Penguins is the real team name, which has always been odd. The reason I don't like this one as much is the eyes just look so off and demented and weird. I think I might take some heat for this being lower, but I just don't really like it. I like that he's, ripped, he's muscular, he's ready to, fight, but and he is intimidating. I would be intimidated by that. But his eyes are just, I don't know, they're just so weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it that much. So, yeah, is it lower than most people would rank it? Yeah, for sure. But for me, yeah, I'm just not big on this. The Pittsburgh Penguin logo is way better. And it takes a lot from the Pittsburgh logo as well. But, of course, it's more than just, a big letter or something like that. So it does move up because it's definitely something more than just, B or a W or a P or whatever it would be. So, yeah. In 24th, I have the Ontario Reign. Another one that's not very unique, but it does use the really nice crown logo, so I give it points for that. And so I think it's a nicer looking overall chevron kind of logo than the Kings have, because the Kings usually use the older crown. I like it with the newer crown. I could be wrong on that. I haven't looked at that recently, but I'm pretty sure the Kings, when they use this logo, they always use the older crown. And I just like this crown. I don't know. But either way, not very high because it's not very unique. And so I know it's based on how I like the look of the logo, but to me, in my eyes, it's kind of like the uniqueness makes it not stand out as much as an AHL logo, you know. So even with the NHL logo, it probably wouldn't be ranked that high, to be honest, unless it was just the crown. Just the crown. I'm a big fan of that. I also like the coat of arms a lot. I'm not a Kings fan. I've heard that I've heard that saying I like the coat of arms logo and the coat of arms jerseys the most means that I'm not a Kings fan. But it's true, I'm not. So so anyway, 23 I have the Providence Bruins. I mean, again, it's the same thing basically. It's just a P instead of a B, as the Boston Bruins. So taking, I think, way too much from their NHL affiliate, but it is a very um, good version of the spokes and the letter. I really like my favorite Boston Bruins logo is the bee and spokes that looks like this, where it's yellow, the yellow bee. I really like the yellow bee. I just really do. So for me, that's part of why I put it a little bit over top of the rain, just because I'm like, well, it is the best version of the letter and spokes, but again, it's not very original, so it's still quite low down here at 23. 22, I have the Charlotte Checkers. And I don't know. I've never been really big on this logo. Like it's decent. There's something going on there. There's the bear, and a little bit of the skyline in the background. But it just, I don't know, the shape of it and the way the bear looks has never really done it for me. I'm not big on it, and I think they could do better. I really do. Like, it's got some good elements. I just don't think the elements are used well. So that's kind of my opinion of this. 21, I have the Hershey Bears. I feel like this might be controversial. I don't know. Hershey Bears are like one of the most historic teams, maybe the most historic team in the AHL. And I think the majority of people quite like this logo. And I don't really, I actually do think it is their best logo. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, they probably could do better. I just feel like the bear looks so kind of generic and corporate, and just doesn't have a lot of personality. And so I'm not as big on it. I think it looks good on a jersey, but as a logo itself, it's not my favorite. It's here at 21. Number 20, I have the Tucson Roadrunners. I like the idea of this. I mean, again, it's very Pittsburgh Penguins like in a way without the triangle, but I mean, a Roadrunner playing hockey, like, that's cool. And I just think for this one it needs to be updated. Sometimes logos don't need to be updated, like for instance, one that I felt like wasn't that great of an update was the Florida Panthers, not the Stoic one because that's a new logo, but the way they did the kind of updated Leaping Panther, I felt like it, was not a great update. The older one was better. The older one had more nice detail and just more personality to it. So actually the old Leaping Panther is like my absolute favorite logo ever. So that one I talk about a lot. But this one is an older logo that I feel like needs an update. I feel like it looks a little too old school cartoony. And so yeah, and it looks like there's not much depth there. It looks like someone just scribbled this on a paper and turned it in and did a really good job for a scribble on a paper, but it's still, I feel like it needs more depth. I feel like it needs more personality. I feel like it needs a bit of an update, but as it is, it's still here at number 20. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. 19, I have the Cleveland Monsters, and this one is another one where I'm kind of like, the old one I feel like had more depth and more detail and more personality, even though the shape of it was a little weird to maybe have on a jersey or something like that. This one looks better on a jersey in terms of the shape, but I feel like they could have made the eyes and the top of the head of the monster have, again, more detail, more depth, more personality, like the old logo did, and they could do the same thing in a circle. So not big on this update, but it's still good. It's still a great logo. So I have it at number 19. 18, I have the Utica Comets. The Utica Comets. And I like this one. I think it's nice to have the stars in the background, the comet being a puck. And yeah, I don't know. It looks good. It's kind of, kind of one of those shield type logos. Almost, I mean, obviously it's not soccer like because of, the puck being in there. But it gives me kind of those soccer logo vibes. But I feel like it's done well enough here. Like, I don't know what else you can kind of do with comets. I think they did a good job with this. It's not going to be ranked higher because I just feel like there's not something like blowing me away or anything like that. But it's a good logo. It's a good logo overall. 17, I have the Rockford Ice Hogs. I just feel like it's kind of an odd logo. I'm not a big fan of pigs being like the main, the main animal for a hockey team or like any kind of team. But hey, I mean, if you're gonna do a pig logo, this one is pretty decent. He's an angry looking pig, and he's got that depth, that detail. So I don't mind this too much. I think it's good enough, even though it's a pig. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not as favorable toward pig logos, I guess. The Iowa Chops, though, that was a better logo. I like the Iowa Chops logo. I kind of miss that team because I think the Iowa Chops had an awesome name. Like, just call them the Chops. Ice Hogs is like, okay, Chops? Rockford Chops? That sounds good, doesn't it? I don't know. Anyway. 16, I have the Hartford Wolfpack. So we had Rockford, now we have Hartford. And this is a decent logo. I like how the wolf is, popping up through the snow or the water. Not exactly sure what it is, but it's a wolf popping out, and it's cool. I just think the wolf's face, I don't know. I'm not a fan of its face. What can I say? I don't know. It just, the way it looks is not the best to me. So I mean, it's a good logo, but it doesn't rank higher. I don't know. I mean, it's weird getting into like, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. But that's where we're ranking my favorites at this point, I guess. 15, I have the Milwaukee Admirals. Pretty cool logo. Not big on the skeleton sort of stuff in general, so it's not higher, but for a, skeleton skull logo, it is pretty cool. And for, the Admirals, I think it's kind of cool that they did that in general. It's way better than their old logos. There's only one Admirals team now, too, but I think I always felt like I preferred this Admirals team logo when there were two teams, and they've made it better. This is, I think, the best version of what the Milwaukee Admirals have had. But, still, I think there's 14 better logos in the AHL. 14, I have the Toronto Marlies. And I like the crown in the middle. I think it looks really cool. So I like that addition. Of course, it is very much borrowing from, the NHL Maple Leafs, their affiliate team. But, yeah, I don't know. I like it. The maple leaf is nice. I know it's, again, not original, but the originality of the crown in the middle does it enough for me that I'm like, it's different. It's nice. It's a good logo. So that's why I have it here at 14. 13, I have the San Jose Barracuda. A decent logo. I've never been too high on it, but it's decent enough. I don't know if I like that he's swimming through the SJ. But also on its own, it doesn't look as good as it when it is swimming through the SJ. So I feel like the element helps. I think for me, I think it's just weird that the SJ is just kind of on the side rather than, kind of like a background base or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting really picky and stuff on this, but it's a decent enough logo. The Barracuda looks good. So yeah. 12, I have the Syracuse Crunch, and I don't know if I like the change that much, but it's a great logo. I think for me, it's a great logo, but I love the old one. Like, I have this very, I guess this is kind of a callback to the old one, but I mean the one they had before this, with the Yeti, or maybe it was a albino gorilla, chomping the stick, crunching the stick in its teeth. I really like that. So I'm not big on the update as much, but it is still a cool enough logo to land here at number 12. I just wish they had the older one. I really do. 11, we have the Bakersfield Condors, which, again, it's a pretty decent logo. It's a condor. It's got a stick. It looks good enough. It's got character. It's got depth. So, yeah, I like it. 10, I got the Gulls. I love how angry this guy looks. He just looks like life is not really working out for him that well, and he's just upset at the way things are. I don't know. He's just ready to take it out on all the other hockey players that are on the ice. I don't know. So, but I do like the Gulls logo. I think it's good. I like this guy, so it's good enough. 9, I also like this guy, the Colorado Eagles. I don't know. There's something about this that I just really like. I just wait. I think the eagle looks kind of stoic and nice, and I actually quite like the E made out of the 3 colors. I think that's a nice thing. I don't know. Maybe it's busy in some ways. I don't know. I like it though. I like it a lot. Number 8. I have the Springfield Thunderbirds, another nice bird logo. Not much more to say. It's just I like it more. Number 7, I got the Manitoba Moose. Unreal. I love this logo. This is getting into the logos that I love. I love the Manitoba Moose logo, especially just with the head here like it is. When you add the text, I don't know, it gets a little busy. This itself is just great. Love this logo. Number 6, I got the Abbotsford Canucks. I know it's not original. I know they took it from the Vancouver Canucks, but the nice thing is the Vancouver Canucks don't really use it, and so it works to have it as the Abbotsford Canucks logo. And again, it's a good looking logo. It's a great looking logo, and it gives the Abbotsford kind of a little bit of a different identity in a way while still being the Canucks. So if you're going to do like a affiliation with the exact same name and elements from your NHL affiliate, this is, I think, the way to do it. I think they did a really good job here, and I love Johnny Canuck. Love Johnny Canuck. Maybe I'm biased as a Canucks fan, but yeah, I just love Johnny Canuck in general. It's great. Number 5, I got the Coachella Valley Firebirds, and this is one that benefits greatly from looking at it up close, where you see the detail, you see the face of the Firebird, it gives it character, and it's a cool shape too. You know, from afar it can look like this little like emblem that you put on a car, but up close you see kind of those finer details, that little bit more character. I love seeing the way the flame shadows are, so I'm a big fan of this one. I like it. Number 4, I got the Grand Rapids Griffins, and this is another one that really benefits from like seeing it up close, because from afar it kind of looks like, I don't know, busy and like and I don't know, but up close it's like this menacing giant griffin over the city skyline. I love that. I just really like it. So yeah. Number 3, we got the Henderson Silver Knights. I just love what they did here. Everything about this, just the background of it being the Golden Knights affiliate. You know, what's second? Silver, right? And so it's a really good way to use your farm team branding. I think it's awesome, and I love how the logo is different. Like, you got the knight helmet in Vegas for the Golden Knights, but here in Henderson you got, instead of being a knight, you got the horse. You got the horse that he rides on, right? I think that's great. I love it, and the logo looks great too. I don't know if I like it better than the Vegas one. I think I like it better than the Vegas one. Plus, one thing that I didn't notice until this second, and that's awesome, is the helmet front does actually make the H for Henderson. That's great. Wow. I love it. I didn't even need to see that to rank it third, but with that, it's so great. So, but I still would not put it ahead of number 2 and number 1. Number 2 and number 1, I think, are just kind of a league of their own. And so with number 2, I love this detailed wolf. I know it might be kind of weird to have the puck and the stick behind it, but I don't know. I don't care. I think it looks great anyway. Chicago Wolves have an awesome logo. The detail of the wolf, it looks crazed, but not in a weird, crazed way like the Wilkes-Barre Penguin. I don't like that guy's eyes at all. This guy has a crazed look while being, you know, ferocious and like not too, I don't know. Not too weird. So I'll stop repeating myself here, and let's just go to number 1, which is just thebomb.com. Number one is the Phantoms. I don't actually know how to say that. Lehigh Valley or Lehigh Valley, or I don't know. But maybe I said it right with Lehigh Valley. I'll just call it that. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms. It was so much better when it was the Philadelphia Phantoms. That's when I first saw this logo. That's when I first saw this team, and I was like, that is the greatest thing ever. Like, I like Philadelphia Phantoms better than I like the Philadelphia Flyers name. And the logo just looks amazing. Of course, there are elements that kind of, and this is what should be done if you want to call back to that NHL affiliate. Have maybe some elements in the logo that remind you of it, you know, those flyer kind of spokes, but make it your own thing, your own identity. And that phantom in the middle, like, is so awesome. It's so great. And I've always loved this logo. I think it's the absolute best. And but it's not my favorite logo of all time in the AHL, because again, I'm gonna bring it up again. I love the Syracuse Crunch logo. The old Syracuse Crunch logo was like my favorite thing ever when I was young, and yeah, it hasn't really worn off. I know it might look a little odd. Maybe his eyes look a little bit crazed. I don't know, but to me, I just absolutely love this. So yeah, that's my list of my favorite, my least favorite to my favorite AHL logos that are current, and then of course one extra that I'm like, I'll just put this at the end. So yeah, let me know what you think. Are there Syracuse fans that think this is the worst logo? Are there other people out there who think I ranked their team way too low, or just have a really horrible opinion? I'm sure there are. Let me know. Let me know respectfully, though. Like, that'd be nice. But let me know what you think. Anyway, and yeah, I'm getting onto some other videos too. Again, I'm slowed down. There's, you know, health things. There's busyness. There's all sorts of things going on here. But yeah, in general, I do plan to make more videos. I'm working on the one that actually won the poll. Like, I don't know how long ago that was, 6 months back or something. There was a poll that's like, rank or do a video on jersey number fonts for NHL jerseys. And so I am doing that. Just taking a little longer than plopping a bunch of logos and putting an order in there. So this was a little bit of a faster video to make, so I did that. But yeah, stay tuned. There will be that jersey number font thing coming up, that video coming up sometime. So yeah, peace.